You're going to be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
What's going on, guys? I am Joe Deckelmeyer at Screen Rant. I am joined with the cast and creators of Alien Earth. I cannot wait for this series. Look, this is our first TV series in the Alien franchise. It's also the first time we're going to Earth, which is a big, big deal. Noah, we're going to start this off with you because for decades, the setting of Earth has always seemed off limits in the alien world. How hard was it to find this organic, lore consistent way to bring xenomorphs to Earth? And what made it the right time to break that rule?
We've watched a lot of people try to get back to Earth. They don't usually live that long. But it just felt like the right time to try to change up what the franchise has been. We've been in spaceships, we've been in a prison, etc., and it felt like bring it home and make it personal for us.
Absolutely. David, this franchise has always been about survival, control, and the threat of the unknown. What themes or elements are most central to Alien Earth?
Geez, that's a good Noah question.
Are all the questions going to be this difficult?
We'll get some softballs in there.
Okay, good. When you look at me,
Got you.
soft.
Got you, Timothy.
I'm going to respectfully defer that question back to Noah.
Oh, themes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's where are we going, man? What's the future of humanity? And how are we raising our kids? What else are the themes there for us? It's mostly just like run away, I think.
Fast.
Absolutely.
Isolation, fear of the unknown.
Now, family. Sydney, the Alien franchise is known for these great, strong, iconic female characters like Ripley. Wendy feels like the spiritual successor to that. What makes Wendy unique in the lineage of the Alien protagonist?
She's 12. She's 12 years old. First try at immortality. Being able to dive into the mind of a child, they haven't, fully set themselves in stone, as far as when we age, we fall into our own routines, we figure out our own narratives. She's still trying to figure out who she is. And Noah just wrote a character that puts one foot in front of the other, rational, smart, mind like a trap, and that was just a joy to jump into.
It was absolutely incredible. Alex, Hermit is a mysterious figure of the series, one who seems to be connected to this larger mystery of the alien presence. What drew you to that character, and what can you tease about what he's hiding?
Oh, really good question. I was really drawn to, in this very vast universe, and this very sort of this universe full of danger and extraterrestrials, that there was something really human and really soft. In particular, this person's relationship with their sibling, that Wendy is to Hermit, Sydney's character. And I thought that was really curious, at the centre of something quite violent, to have something really tender. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, Timothy, here we go. You ready?
Softball.
Okay. Kirsch feels like a character that knows more than he lets on. How would you describe his role in the world, and what would you describe his relationship with Wendy like?
It's not as easy as I thought it would be. What if I pass?
Pass? New question?
Is there another one?
Well, we can get to it.
Do you have a follow-up?
I mean, I do.
Do you have a second question? Like, if Oliphant doesn't ask this, answer this. I got this in mind.
The Alien franchise
Let's hear it.
has some unique and truly iconic androids like Ash, Bishop, and David.
Yes.
Can you talk about developing your own interpretation of an artificial being in the Alien legacy?
Joe, and I'm not making this up, I really just said, I'm just going to play the scene. It feels very well written. And I just started there. We had a little fun with the look, and then you just, it's a little technique I've developed over the years called winging it.
It's a great technique. I want to talk about Morrow for a second, because the character, it seems like he's caught between agendas. How does he truly understand what's happening, and what excited you to play that tension in this series?
How does he truly understand what's happening? I think he knows a lot more than he lets on. Information is power, and he's very careful how he pays attention to the people around him, and also very careful how much information he gives away. I love his sort of one-word answers, the complete opposite of me.
Let's talk about Boy Cavalier, because it's one of the more enigmatic characters of the series that we've had in recent memory. Can you tease anything about the role and how he fits into the larger alien mythology?
Well,
he, is clearly somebody who has a lot of influence on the version of Earth in the story that we're telling. And I think that he also has a lot of influence over the characters that we see in the show. A direct influence over Wendy, of course, but some of the other characters and things. I think there's going to be a very interesting interaction between him and some of the aliens that we're going to encounter, and the way that might, influence this character and his motives. So I think, there's something lights up in his eyes when he encounters the creatures.
Something's lighting up in your eyes as you're answering that question, and it's getting me so excited for this series. You have no idea.
That's good.
Noah, David, for you guys, what's the biggest challenge of translating cinematic terror to a serialized television series, and how do you keep that alien DNA intact?
Well, the biggest challenge is authenticity, right? It's different to make a sequel to a film than it is to translate it to another medium, which is television. And the most important thing is that when people tune in, that very first hour, very quickly they feel like these guys understand what Alien is, right? And the moment they see that, then they can relax into it and just watch the story that we're telling them.
Now, you guys had a panel today, right?
Yep.
Whose first time Comic-Con? Anybody?
My first.
Oh, a lot of you guys. Okay. How was it to be in that room for the fans that are here watching that first episode? What was it like for you guys?
No, it was like when you walk into that room, don't run out. It's incredible.
Yes, I said resist the impulse to flee. But no, it was great. Look, this is the best place on earth, really. Comic-Con is so emotional for everybody. You feel like 363 days a year they have to pretend to be somebody else, but these 2 days they get to be exactly who they are, and that they own these stories, and we're just lucky to have the opportunity to tell them more.
So when you're back next year, hopefully we're going to get some cosplays of your guys' characters walking around the convention, which would be amazing. Sydney, Wendy, you've talked about her a little bit, but can you describe, because she's described as a genetically modified teenager. Can you tell us a little bit more about her origin?
Yeah, genetically modified teenager. Huh.
I have a couple of teenagers that I would like to modify.
I wish I was genetically modified. That'd be great. She's the mind of a 12-year-old child, human consciousness put into a synthetic, immortal form. Boy K is playing around with immortality, and she's the first. So, there's an excitement that comes with that. There's an isolation that comes with that for Wendy. Her internal landscape, I think, is it's very quiet and it's very vast. And I loved exploring that within her. And again, one of the most pleasurable things of playing her was finding out that Alex, who plays Joe, is her heartbeat. He's the reason she keeps going. And that was a really beautiful piece to find, that humanity in there as well.
That's incredible. Well, look, last question I have is for Ash Cross, and I know she's in here. She's a big Star Wars fan. And this one's from Timothy, or for Timothy. It's, when do you think we'll see Cobb Vanth again in The Mandalorian?
Joe, I appreciate that question, and I appreciate it. I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for stopping by the Screen Rant Suite. It has been an honor to have you here, and congratulations on the show and the debut here at San Diego Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.